This is going to be your weekly soulmate twin flame relationship reading. If it's meant for you, it's meant for you. We're going to take a look at the energies between you and your person. What's going on in your headspace, your heart space, and what are some next steps for this connection. Now, as I'm filming this, it is Friday, and well, we have a lot of emotions running high. It's been a very difficult week. You know, there's so many things coming to the surface. I would describe this energy as kind of expect the unexpected. And that, I think, is what's got everybody in fear, is that we don't know what to expect. And sometimes we have to look at it from the bigger picture and say, it's okay. We cross that bridge when we get there. The thing that's a little bit tricky is that we have some aspects with Neptune and Venus. So there's lovey vibes there, but there's definitely this, am I seeing this clearly? Am I understanding this? Conversations almost need to take place, or you feel the urge to want to talk or process. We are in the pre-shadow of Mercury retrograde, so therefore the next while you may see people popping up from your past. You may see the miscommunications pop up. Of course, there's always the technical glitches, you know, the phone glitches, internet glitches. I've had lamps acting funny, you know, light bulbs going out, ring lights not working. So let me know in the comments if you're having any of those difficulties. And as always, I ask, what is your zodiac sign of you, your person, and what are the feelings that you're encountering right now? So let's take a look at some overall themes and messages. Closure, very interesting. Not all connections are meant to be except closure. Wow, that's a very interesting message to start with. Closure does not come from another person. Closure comes from you. And if you are someone who's wanting to have a conversation just to have closure, I would think about that, because people unfortunately don't always want to explain themselves, and I'm not condoning that behavior. That's why we get people who run or who are emotionally unavailable or even avoidant. The feelings are so overwhelming that they don't always give the honest answers. You know, I find a lot of people say to me, Kelly, I wish they would just tell me the truth, or I wish they would just say this, or I wish I could hate them, or I wish I could just feel something to get the closure. And that's a very natural wonder, you know, or request. At the same time, it comes to a point where you decide what closure is. Now, closure doesn't have to mean that the entire relationship is over. It can just be closure of a topic, closure of an argument, closure of an old story that no longer exists. Let's take a look at what else we need to know about this energy right now. Success, personal or professional achievement. You know, it's interesting looking through this telescope. You know, to me, this is about looking at the bigger picture. And I say this a lot. I think right now, in regards to the energy, we do have to look at the bigger picture. And I know that sometimes it seems grim, you know, because we know there's so many things happening in this world. But as I said the other day, in a different video, we cannot change things from the top down. We can only change things from our own personal environment and hope that that spreads. So your personal success right now needs to be number one. And I know that that's difficult because we like to overgive and we like to make sure that we're taking care of others. And I'm never suggesting that we're cold or we don't help anybody, but don't do it at your expense either, right? You are number one in all of this. So that being said, let's take another card. Let's take this deck, Divine Compass, because I kind of feel like we're looking for direction, right? And we have here New Heights. Let your connection with spirit ground you as you reach for the sky. This is growth and potential. So I love that. You know, when one door closes, another door opens. And I think that is the way we need to look at it. Okay, so that being said, what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at some energies with a tarot. We're going to start looking at what is in your headspace. We're also going to look at your person's headspace and so on and so forth. And I would just say to you, take what resonates, swap sides if it makes more sense. Let's take a look at what's going on in your headspace right now. Okay, the Seven of Cups, there's that Neptune influence right there. Dreams and illusions. You might be having some very vivid dreams. You might be having difficulty making a choice about something. You could choose any one of these cups and be okay, but there is a lot of fear about making a decision. So let's see what else you need to know. The Seven of Swords. I have seen this card quite a bit today. Seven of Swords is a card of fear, a mask, deception. Let me ask you a question. How many of you feel like right now you're not sure if you're seeing things clearly or whether somebody's telling you the truth? Can you trust it? Can you trust the energy? Can you trust yourself? You know, sometimes people have a very difficult time distinguishing between anxiety and intuition. The fact that we have 7-7 here does stand out at me. When I was out earlier today with my mother, I happened to notice on the odometer that there was 777 as the last three numbers, and that stood out at me. And therefore, when I see this now, I know that sevens might be significant. So what numbers are you seeing? Is there something that is coming up for you? Now, I've heard a lot of 10-10 coming up. I've heard of, you know, of course, 11-11 or 111. That indicates brand new beginnings. Let's see what's going on in your person's headspace. Oh my goodness, you cannot make this up. I just said 7-7. 7. Now we have 7-7-7. We have 3 out of 4 7 cards in tarot. 7 of coins means the seed is planted. Oh, and it's 7 minutes on the clock. Very interesting. Well, 7 of coins means the seed is planted, not going to harvest overnight. It will in due time. Yes, there's some anxiety and worry, but everything will be okay. And with that, we have the 4 of Wands. There you go, 11-11, 7-11. Maybe somebody is visiting the 7-Eleven, but this essentially means a gateway, a portal, and spiritual ascension. So very interesting energy to start. Let's take a look. You know, and something as a side note is that the sevens in tarot are not the most comfortable cards, right? Because here we have possible deception, fear, ego, dreams, indecision, and anxiety and worry about how quickly things are moving or not moving. And if we were to add the 7 of Wands, we would say, well, are you on the offensive or are you in the defensive? Is your back against the wall or are you standing up and ready to fight? And so those are some very pivotal cards because they kind of take us to a bit of a decision point. Are we going to be in fear? Are we going to make a decision? Are we going to trust ourselves? You know, are we going to stand up and make some moves? So let's see what else we need to know here. Now, in your heart space, we have the Chariot. So the Chariot is telling you all systems go. It's telling you to make some moves. And with that, we have the 8 of Pentacles. There's work to do. Got to get to work. And I always say we have to work smart, not hard. So therefore, we have to network properly. We've got to put our energy in the right places. And so let's see what else we need to know here. In your person's heart space, we have Judgment. Oh boy, okay. Judgment means transformation, heeding the call. It's very strong Pluto energy. And we know that Pluto is going to be leaving Capricorn very soon and moving into Aquarius. So this is major changes ahead. And with that, we have the Princess of Swords. We have spying, observing. Princess energy in this deck is page energy, which is like, you know, a messenger. Also, you can see here that the coloring of the chakras is identical, you know, in line with each other, because here we kind of have this, you know, third eye energy. you know, third eye towards the crown chakra. And then here we have the heart. So there's the intuition, right? Listening to the call, the gateway, the decision in the heart space, you know? And let's take a look at what are some of the next steps that you're hoping for. Victory. Absolutely. That is what we want. We want the victory. Nothing wrong with that. We just have to believe in our victory. When we have a fire lit under our rear, we got to make some moves. And 8 of Wands. So look at this. We've had 7s. We've had 8. 8 of Wands is manifestation and shooting our shot. We've got to manifest that victory. The question is, you know, do we wholeheartedly believe in ourselves? That's what's necessary for future success. Now let's take a look at your person's side here. What are they hoping for the next steps? Queen of Coins, stability, financial stability. No surprise there. That is a theme that has been coming up today. Finances, abundance. There you go. Death and rebirth. Scorpio energy, total transformation and change. Now, something to note is that we have a full moon within a week. And I don't even know where the time has gone. I mean, we just had a full moon Zoom, it feels like, and we're going to be doing another one Friday, November 15th at 6 p.m. Eastern. You're welcome to join us. The cost is $22 US, and it includes a personalized mini reading that will be sent by the next new moon, which will be the new moon in Sagittarius. Now, I have a feeling that Sagittarius season is going to be very important because that's a time of adventure and broadening our horizons. Right now, we're in the process of this death and rebirth. I mean, there's the Pluto energy. I mean, Scorpio, it has elements of Mars and Pluto, this transformation, this change, and we're in the process of doing this all. You know, we're being sparked by this 1111 and going towards our stability because really we're feeling a lack of stability, you know, and I'm sure many of you can attest to that. So that being said, let me grab, I want to do something a smidge different because I have some other decks in front of me that I want to take some cards. Let's go back to your headspace for a moment. And we have fireworks, passion, chemistry, well, explosive, hot, canoodling, we say, if you know, you know. The thing is that there is pretty explosive energy in the air. And it doesn't always mean positive things. It means that we're feeling on edge. Now, passion and chemistry is a wonderful thing, but it's not the basis of a relationship because you want that energy to stay consistent and strong. Now, this is a relationship deck that I actually use in all of my personal readings, recorded readings, that is. If you would like a personal recorded reading, the cost is $33. The link is in my bio. It's on my website, kellylorraine111.com. I would just say to you that with that type of reading and this deck in particular, we look at the connection between the two of you specifically and go into the details of what may be occurring, you know, that you might be struggling with, and we go from there. This is one of my trustiest decks. Yeah, see, look, rebirth, wintertime. You know, depending on where you live in the world, it is coming towards winter, but essentially this means death and rebirth. That is Scorpio season. Now, keep in mind, this could be a rebirth of the passion or the chemistry. You know, there might be something that's coming back around because we know with Mercury retrograde that often brings back things from the past, but you have to make sure that it comes correct. That's ultimately the goal here. And, oh, well, yes. For those of you that know, you know the bedroom card is about intimacy. And there's that passion and that explosive, hot canoodling, as we call it, fulfillment, pleasure, and yeah, Scorpio energy as well. Okay, let's see what else is going on here in your person's headspace. Transcendence and unity coming together. No pun intended. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Something is definitely brewing here, isn't it? So let's take a look at your heart space. Oh, okay. Diamond ring, proposal, engagement, next level, marriage and union. And we have unity here. I don't even know what to say. We have some really intense energy. We just have to make sure that we are using discernment. Family, home, and commitment. Well, a ring is all about commitment. Very interesting. Okay, let's take a look at your person's heart space. Forked road. Oh boy, another number 7 too. Actually, 2 and 5 is 7. This person's making a decision about where they're at. What's next? Is it a commitment? See, even the Page of Swords here, or the Princess of Swords, is about being decisive. Wow. See, confusion, illusions, and Neptune. I said there was Neptune in the air. Also that 7 of Cups. I think there's, again, a lot of decision making. A lot of decision making here that is going to make a big difference. Okay, let's take a look at the next steps. Now I'm really curious here. And we have, see, something is brewing. Blending, brewing, alchemy. Making something else. See, there's something that's like morphing into something else, something different. But it feels like it's going in the right direction. But we can't be afraid of that unknown. See, third eye and clarity. And I mentioned it earlier, that third eye energy, you know, having to trust yourself. Do you trust yourself? Do you trust your judgment? And let's take a look here. The Fortress. It's almost like whenever I see this card, my mind automatically goes to that somebody has to take their walls down. There's such a wall due to past hurts that needs to shift. Now, on the flip side of that, this says backbone, where it's almost like somebody has to have the backbone to make some moves and some changes. They've got to be determined. They have to have that true grit. They have to have what it takes to achieve the goals they've set. Now, something I've been thinking about is, you know, how people talk about New Year's resolutions, because believe it or not, we really are coming to the end of 2024. And I'm not a fan of New Year's resolutions. My view is more about intentions. And I'm going to be doing the 2025 Tarot and Oracle Forecast very soon, or offering it on my website, probably around the 1st of December. And I want you to start thinking about what it is you would like to accomplish in 2025. What would be your intention or intentions? So let's see, what else do we need to know here? See, ego, vanity, and pride. Very much that Seven of Swords energy, where somebody here has to bring down their walls and get out of the ego. And I don't mean necessarily being egotistical. What I'm saying is they've got to get out of the fear or the mask, take that mask off, discuss those feelings, discuss those intentions, and see where everything goes, you know, and being open to where things go. Now, I know that we're having a full moon next week, but maybe what we should do is take a card for each side just for some guidance regarding this full moon energy. So let's use the Moonology deck just to sort of see what advice for each side. Now, as always, I thank you so much for your kindness, your support, you know, your likes, your comments, your subscribes. They mean the world to me. They help people find my videos. So thank you very much for any support that you can provide. Let's see. Your hard work is paying off. It really is. And you had the 8 of Pentacles here as well. So that indicates a real shift. And for your person, conclusions are within reach. An old cycle is closing. It really is. We're getting there. Slowly but surely. And I know that that can be a little bit scary, but it can also be super exciting. It all depends on your perspective. I really hope this resonates with you. As always, thank you very much, and I wish you an amazing day.